An overview of the general principles of law, history, and key legislation governing the drug and pharmacy profession with a focus on the framework in India as structured in pharmacy law and ethics, pharmaceutical jurisprudence, is detailed below. 1. General principles of law. Laws are rules established by a governing authority to control human conduct, ensure justice, and maintain social order. In the context of pharmaceutical jurisprudence, several constitutional and legal principles apply. Principle of supremacy. Rule of law, no individual or authority is above the law. Principle of justice. Corrective justice. Restores equality after a legal wrong or harm occurs. Distributive justice. Ensures fair distribution of resources, healthcare access, and rights. Principle of equality. Equal protection under the law for all citizens, preventing discrimination. Principle of liberty and autonomy. Protects personal decisions while ensuring public safety standards. 2. History of pharmaceutical legislation. Before systematic regulations were introduced, the quality of drugs, qualifications of practitioners, and public safety were largely unmonitored. Key milestones. Pre-independence era, unregulated imports led to substandard, adulterated, and cheap drugs flooding the market. Chopra Committee, 1930. The Government of India appointed the Drug Inquiry Committee under Sir Ram Nath Chopra to examine drug manufacturing, import, and sale. It recommended setting up central pharmacy councils and legislation. Post-independence development. The recommendations led directly to foundational legislation, including the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and the Pharmacy Act 1948. 3. Key acts related to drugs and pharmacy. Pharmaceutical legislation frame. Fill down pointing triangle, 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 fill down pointing triangle. Regulation of drugs, profession and practice, special controls, pricing and trade. Drugs and Cosmetics. Pharmacy Act 1948, NDPS Act 1985, DPCO Act 1940, Poisons Act 1919, Patents Act 1970. A. Regulation of manufacture, import and sale. Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and Rules 1945 regulates the import, manufacture, distribution and sale of drugs and cosmetics in India. It ensures that drugs sold to the public are safe, effective and conform to prescribed standards. B. Regulation of profession and education. Pharmacy Act 1948 regulates the profession and practice of pharmacy. It established the Pharmacy Council of India, PCI, and state pharmacy councils to regulate education standards and maintain the register of qualified pharmacists. Pharmacy Practice Regulations 2015-2020 establishes professional codes, duties, ethics and roles for practicing pharmacists. C. Control of narcotic and dangerous substances. Poisons Act 1919 regulates the import, possession and sale of dangerous poisons. Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances, NDPS Act 1985, replaced earlier legislation like the Opium Act and Dangerous Drugs Act to strictly control, penalize and regulate the cultivation, possession, sale, transport and manufacture of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. D. Advertising and Trade Regulations. Drugs and Magic Remedies, Objectionable Advertisements Act 1954. Controls advertisements related to remedies and drugs that claim to possess magical properties or make false health claims. Drugs Prices Control Order, DPCO, issued under the Essential Commodities Act, it regulates the prices of essential bulk drugs and formulations to make medicines affordable. Patents Act 1970 governs intellectual property